Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. I'm Ahmad Rizki Pranata, with student ID number 234111015, from class MNJ 23C. In this second video of the Organizational Design course, I will discuss the topic of fundamental challenges in organizational design. In management practice, organizational design is not static. Organizations must continually adapt their structures, systems, and work processes to adapt to changing business environments. Fundamental challenges in organizational design arise as organizations attempt to balance the increasingly complex needs for efficiency, flexibility, and coordination between departments. One of the main challenges in organizational design is determining the appropriate organizational structure. Organizations must choose whether to use a functional, divisional, matrix, or other structure. Each structure has advantages and disadvantages. A structure that is too rigid can hinder innovation and responsiveness to change, while a structure that is too flexible can lead to confusion about roles and responsibilities. Therefore, organizations need to align their structure with the strategy and goals they wish to achieve. The next challenge is the division of tasks and work coordination. In larger and more complex organizations, the division of tasks becomes increasingly specific. However, excessive specialization can create silos between work units and reduce communication effectiveness. This is where organizational design must be able to create effective coordination mechanisms so that each department can work in an integrated manner toward a common goal. Furthermore, organizational design also faces challenges in decision-making. Organizations need to determine the extent to which decisions will be centralized or delegated. Centralizing decisions can improve control and consistency, but often slows response to change. Conversely, decentralization can increase speed and flexibility, but risks creating policy inconsistencies between units. Finding the balance between centralization and decentralization is a fundamental challenge in organizational design. Another equally important challenge is managing human resources within an organizational structure. Any change in organizational design will directly impact employee roles, responsibilities, and work relationships. If change is not managed well, employees can experience role confusion, decreased motivation, and even resistance to change. Therefore, organizational design must consider the human aspect, not just the structural one. Technological advancements also pose significant challenges to organizational design. Digitization, automation, and IT-based work systems are transforming the organizations are required to design work structures and processes that optimally utilize technology, while maintaining coordination and control. This challenge is further complicated by the emergence of remote work patterns and virtual teams. In addition to internal factors, organizational design is also influenced by the market, global competition, government regulations, and the external environment. Changing customer demands force organizations to continually adapt their designs. Organizations that fail to adapt to the external environment risk losing competitiveness and experiencing declining performance. In facing these challenges, the role of leadership is crucial. Leaders are responsible for ensuring that the organizational design aligns with the organization's vision and strategy. Furthermore, leaders must be able to clearly communicate organizational design changes and involve employees in the change process to minimize resistance. Another fundamental challenge is maintaining a balance between stability and change. On the one hand, organizations need stability for smooth operations. On the other hand, organizations must also be ready to change to address environmental dynamics. Good organizational design is one that provides stability without hindering the organization's ability to innovate and adapt. In the context of modern organizational design, these challenges demand a more flexible and dynamic approach. Organizations can no longer rely on a single, fixed design for the long term. Instead, organizational designs need to be periodically evaluated and adjusted to remain relevant to the conditions they face. In conclusion, it can be concluded that the fundamental challenges of organizational design encompass a wide range of aspects, from determining structure and coordinating work, decision-making, human resource management, to adapting to technology and the external environment. Addressing these challenges requires careful planning, effective leadership, and the involvement of all members of the organization. Thus, the presentation of the material regarding the fundamental challenges of organizational design that I can convey. Thank you for your attention, everyone. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.